had to crack the whip on myself just to keep it together and make it through the day by day. And I've tried all kinds of things, reading passages on Daily Om, inspirational quotes and messages, daily affirmations, practicing gratitude throughout my day, but especially when I wake up, and then focusing on the positive of just being alive, as we know that is a privilege these days. So, creating a routine, I would suggest that creating a routine for yourself to empower yourself physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, educationally, it's all a part of your wellness and all a part of your health. Anyhow, how are you guys doing? What are some of the battles that you've been facing? What are some of the great things that you've discovered about yourselves in this time at home? I know that some of you guys are still working and haven't had much time to yourselves, whether you have kids or a job to tend to. Okay. We have, someone says depression. Absolutely. These times definitely have caused a lot of mental ailments, emotional ailments. Depression is one of those. Hi, Madi Pool. Madi says, trying not to look at social media as soon as she wakes up. We want to be so in tune with what's happening so that we can exercise our voices and sometimes our activism. And first thing in the morning, it can be very, very heavy and keep us in bed. So that is definitely a challenge. Not wanting to miss out for good reasons and good intentions. But before we're in the stride or swing of our steps, it can also be harmful. So taking that time for you in the morning, I have found, is key, and then setting your intentions on how to bring forth positivity or change later on in your day, just so that you are flowing first, functionally. Revamping that routine has definitely been key for me. Hi, Espremeta. Finding spiritual guidance has brought me more peace. How have you found spiritual guidance? And are there certain platforms that you have visited or connected with, or is this all your own individual doing? I'm sure the people could benefit. Only one diamond. Been focusing on building myself more than ever and cherishing life more, not taking life for granted. Absolutely. These times have definitely spoken to all of us, and cherishing life, because we never know when that last breath may occur at the hands of another, or even with just life itself. I've definitely had a series of anxiety attacks between April and May, and June was even heavier. So breathing, and I think sometimes being in solitude can be very, very helpful, but also connecting with friends and not being afraid or ashamed to reach out just to speak about how you're feeling is so helpful, because this is a very, very overwhelming time and we don't have all the answers. But I know one thing: we need each other. Okay. Spiritual strength I have built up by reading the Bible, and my physical strength through my workouts with kettlebells and resistance band. Fit Spaceman 21 says that is something that you have discovered during this time, and I'm hoping that it's working for you. And everyone's routine is going to be a little different. Mine is beginning to work for me. I've had to find it first. Some things didn't work. I've tried certain things on YouTube with yoga stretches that my body is not capable of doing, so I quit. And then I signed up for something else that is very helpful for beginners. So just finding what your flow is definitely going to play a part right now, but even when we return into the world, finding your flow. Sage 86, I stay positive and love instead of judge. Okay. Choosing positive thoughts over the negative, especially with all of the negative energies and information that comes at us every single day, whether it be on social media or the television, etc., or even family dynamics during this time. It can be a very, very trying time. So definitely choosing positive thoughts has been my savior at times. Sometimes taking detours away from negative energies and being silent speaks volumes, but also prevents myself from maybe going over the edge and saying things that I don't necessarily mean out of anger or frustration. Finding that space, going outdoors has been so helpful for me. I find spirituality when I connect with nature. And not everyone, has access to land, but there are parks that are open. There are public land masses that are open. There are rooftops in the city that are open. Go to a rooftop. You feel better when that sun hits your skin and is absorbing it. That's also your vitamin D, which is also essential for your immune system. And it also increases endorphins, just like exercise will. Endorphins are the natural happy chemical, often referred to as drug, that are produced in our bodies. And it definitely helps combat depression and anxiety and boosts our mood from either feeling hopeless to being motivated again, or feeling accomplished at least. And then you begin to see a difference with consistency. But I felt a difference immediately. Friendships definitely help where there is trust. Angie Supernova says, absolutely. Slim Shady says, I return into the world tomorrow. I'm not ready. I don't think any of us are ready. It's a very uncertain time, with all kinds of risk factors. Tweet Mama says, are you going to make any more music? Yes. I've been working on another album, actually 2 albums recently. Which one you guys get first, I'm not sure. But constantly recording. And Space and Time, the latest single, is out right now. And in April, I released You Got Me for our 22nd anniversary of the debut album. But back to healing and spirituality and some of the challenges you guys have been facing. and some of the things that you've discovered about yourselves during this time. Oh, the fruit is right here. I'll take a picture for you guys and post it. This is what I've been eating. Yes, what you ingest definitely helps. Hello, Suave, the producer. What herbs do you recommend for a positive mind? Well, I take a lot of moringa, and I get it from Natural Like, which is a Black-owned company. And a lot of their herbs come straight from Africa, or even their grains. And they are on Instagram. I've included them in my vegan community section of my starter guide. But I also take soursop leaves and make tea with it daily. Whether it's considered an herb or not, I'm not sure. But I like to make a very bitter tea with them, and it plays a part into my wellness. And I've read a lot about it, and it supposedly prevents cancer, just like the very fruit that it's attached to. Also, aka guanabana. That's another name for soursop. Sea moss I also take. 3 companies that I use are Fruits and Roots, which offers the sea moss that you actually have to boil, and then it goes into, or turns into, a jello-like texture or consistency. And Alkaline Gourmet, I like for my smoothies. It's a powder form on Alkaline Gourmet. And then More Than One Way Sea Moss is actually a company that pre-mix it for you in jello or gel-like texture. And they come in small mason jars. So there are 3 different consistencies that I take my sea moss, and I have all 3. But that gives you all the minerals that your body needs, and helps with a lot of the exposure to radiation that we all are exposed to based on our technology these days, which also plays a part, by the way, into our physical health and mental health. You know, it's all energy. It's all waves of radiation. There's radiation when you're on a plane, just from the sun. There's radiation when you go through those metal detectors in airports, etc., or at your job. And we are exposed to so much toxicity. Sea moss will help as well to eliminate some of those things. So I abide by that daily, every day, and I take it best in my smoothies. If we actually cut off because my battery is dying a bit, I'll log back on to answer further questions. I'm here with you guys on this beautiful, blessed Sunday. I don't know everything. I'm still a student in this life, but there are certain things that I have acquired in my knowledge that are very beneficial. So it's just an offering for me to you. I'm on week 14 of my Invisalign. So if my speech is a little messed up, it's because I have these buttons on my teeth, and sometimes my lips get attached to them. It's funny because I have a slight lisp now. But I'm doing 15 weeks of my Invisalign, which I'm really excited about. I felt my teeth shift, and my jaw was like starting to have issues, and I don't know. I got them fixed because this tooth right here I chipped, and I thought it was actually from a show and a microphone, which I've actually done before, and I've had to get these shaved down to align them, but I did it again. And it's because this tooth right here was moving forward, And the dentist told me that if I don't get it fixed, it's going to happen again. And shaving down these 2 front teeth, or any teeth for that matter, can be very, very dangerous. And so right now I have a feeling from the gap that this tooth chipped. It's really interesting. I'm trying to speak with these buttons on my teeth. So right here, that's not food. You see it? That's what they call buttons, to hold your retainers in place. Anyhow, back to my serious nature. Yes, it's beautiful right now. Oh my goodness. No, these are actually clouds, not chemtrails behind me. Hello, Latte La. You really did your homework. And I'm still doing my homework. The next section that I'm going to add is for feminine care and some of the things that women monthly deal with, and the proper things, the non-toxic things to be using, or products to be using, so that you're not creating inflammation or risking toxic shock syndrome, but also putting things that are bleached inside of your bodies and other alternatives. So I've been reading up on that, because health is, it's not just about what you put on your plate, but also what you put in your body, on your body, what you expose yourself to mentally, physically, household product. I'm going to be expanding the guide for those reasons, because like I said, I'm still a student in this world, and it's been a complete 6-year journey for me, but along the journey I've learned some things and adjusted accordingly, that all play a part into just self-care.